Welcome to another episode of Barbie Dolls of the Week. This week we're going to go over some dolls that are much newer than some of the 80s dolls that we've talked about a lot in the past. And they're from different years in the last 5 to 10 years. Let's start with a doll that actually means quite a bit to me because I had stopped collecting actively for some time because I wasn't happy with the dolls that were coming out. And then I saw this doll, and this doll got me back to actively collecting. And let me just check the date here, what year this was. This was actually from 2008, so fairly recent. And that is the famous The Birds Barbie. From the movie The Birds from Alfred Hitchcock. And you can see on the back there's information about it and pictures from the movie with Tippi Hedren. And this is the doll that is in the likeness of her. And, you know, they even put lots of birds, both painted on and real. And this one that you see at the top is actually, you know, basically attacking her. She doesn't look too scared, does she? But I love the green suit, and you know, the whole scene is just wonderful. So the Birds Barbie in 2008 was amazing. I mean, it was actually what made me realize what a good job Mattel was doing at that point with the adult collector line of dolls. You know, the Playline dolls weren't doing a lot for me at that point, but the adult collector dolls I realized were quite good. Some other dolls included this one, which I'm sure some of you recognize, even if you're not a Barbie collector. This is, of course, the Bewitched doll. It says Barbie doll as Samantha from Bewitched. On the back, you've got some of the drawings and also a picture of the real actress. So you see her there, Elizabeth Montgomery. And you know, I don't think the likeness is all that great. It doesn't really look that much like Elizabeth Montgomery, I don't think. But it's a nice doll, and she's got her broom. And so I think that's pretty cool. This one, by the way, is from 2001. So this doll that I've had for a little while. And it's actually one that, you know, a lot of people have this, I think, that like this show, obviously. And there's also an I Dream of Jeannie Barbie, which I don't have with me right now, but I do have that one. I like this one better. I think it's better as far as how they did it. But another cool doll. And then moving right along, these two are sort of a pair, at least for me. They're part of a set. This is the Birds of Beauty collection. And there were, I believe, just 3, if I'm right about that. This one was the first in the series, and it's the Peacock Barbie doll. And this doll, actually, I'm going to take this out of the box for a minute. I mean, out of the outer box. It's still in its plastic. This is just, I mean, amazing, I think. It's so well designed, so well put together, and just very elaborate. Very exquisite, really, I think. You know, I like the face. It's not all smiley. They realized at some point that, you know, it doesn't have to be smiley on every doll. And, you know, they had some in the early years that weren't smiling, believe me. But, you know, I'm just saying for a long time there were nothing but smiley dolls. And I like those, but I like a variety. And this is a closer picture of her face. So this is the Peacock Barbie, and like I said, she was the first in the series of 3. Now I only have 2 of them. One of these days I may get my hands on the 3rd one, but for now I just have the 2. And this is the second one. I'm just sure there. Well, it doesn't really say. Let me see. No, I don't see where it says that. But anyway, it's my second one. And that's the Flamingo Barbie. And I actually like this one better even than that first one. Again, so well done. And I think that this one, let me see if it's the same year. This is from 1998, it says. So Let's take the box off of this one so you can hopefully get a better look. I just think they had gorgeous faces. The makeup was well done. The jewelry, the hairpiece. This kind of reminds me of the doll last week that I showed that was the Illusion Barbie, just a little bit. She was an even much more elaborate headdress, but the Flamingo Barbie, of course, is in some great colors of that a flamingo would be. On the back, by the way, there really isn't much on the back of these as far as pictures. It's mostly just wording, and it does tell you about the bird and why this is how this is inspired by it. It says, inspired by her magical dream, Barbie wears a spectacular gown and headdress lavish with downy soft feathers that recapture the grace and exotic beauty of her flamingo dream. So yeah, it's just so well done. The boxes are really rather large, as you probably noticed in this series. But the Flamingo Barbie, those two have been some of my favorites for a long time as far as the adult collector type dolls. These are definitely not dolls that you would play with, or at least I wouldn't let a kid play with. By the way, speaking of that, on the Birds Barbie, when I first got that, which I got that from Amazon at the time, and it was, well, that's where it was gotten from. I got it for my birthday, so I actually didn't buy that. But I remember specifically that when this doll was on Amazon, you see all the reviews, and somebody had the nerve to literally complain about this doll, that it would scare children, and she didn't like that they did it and that they had the birds attacking her. Well, first of all, I don't know if she's familiar with the movie, but that's what happens. And second, this is not meant for children. Not everything is meant for children. This is an adult collector doll. It's labeled as such, and that's where it's marketed on BarbieCollector.com. That's not the play line. That's for Barbie collectors. So I just thought that was ludicrous, but there's always someone to complain about something. Okay, moving along. Now these two dolls that I want to show you are actually very recent dolls. Actually, there are three. The first one is from the store called Belk, and honestly, I'm not familiar with Belk. I'm trying to see what it says about Belk on here. It says, for 125 years, Belk delivered on the promise and passion to bring the latest designer fashions to the modern Southern woman. Okay, so it's obviously in the South, or mostly in the South. Today, Belk knows that Southern isn't just a place, it's a way of life, where warm smiles and gracious beauty are worn daily and always welcome. So this Belk Barbie doll celebrates 125 years of your favorite Southern tradition. And this is a better picture of her. I think this doll is beautiful. I love this dress. I mean, it's just so pretty. This dress is gorgeous. And this would look good on so many dolls. But she gets to wear it for now at least. And this one I got thanks to a collector on one of our Facebook groups that alerted us to a wonderful clearance that they had going on these. And I think this was just like $8 or $9. So that's amazing, because the fashion alone to me was worth that. So now the one thing about this doll that you probably notice if you see her face up close, she's one of those dolls that's looking in this case to the left. I'm mixed feelings on that. I don't know what you guys, I'd like to hear what people think about that, because in a way I like it, in a way I don't, because I like my dolls to be looking forward. When I look at them, I want them looking at me. So I always turn their heads if they're that kind of doll, which I don't have that many that are, especially out. But this doll is just gorgeous, and I certainly couldn't pass her up for like $8 or whatever it was. In fact, I got two, one for me, one to sell in my retirement. So this is going to be my retirement, or at least part of it. Okay, this is another one that I found out about from the doll collector groups on Facebook, one of the ones that I'm in. And this is the Barbie cheerleader. There's a cheerleader collection that they've done. And until recently, I believe it was all female cheerleaders, which makes sense. But they just recently got two male cheerleaders in the group. and this is one of them. There's the African American, this one of course, and there's the Caucasian one. I don't have that one. I didn't think he was all that interesting, and I didn't get that one. But this one I got, and it was sold out on BarbieCollector.com, but I got it through another source, and I think it's a pretty good looking doll and an interesting outfit. It's for Texas A&M cheerleading, and I'm sure at some point they must have had a male African American cheerleader, although somehow that seems strange to me. But anyway, I like it, and it's, like I said, an interesting outfit, and I assume this is what their outfit would have looked like, or does look like. But it also reminds me of an ice cream man for some reason. I don't know why. But he is a lot like, if you remember the African American male doll that was in the Barbie Basics model collection, he's almost identical, I think. It looks very similar. I think there are some differences in the face shape, but he does look a lot alike. And on the back, it's fairly plain, but it has the, what is that, the Aggie, or I guess that's an Aggie, I don't know. So that's their mascot. So that's him. And then there's a series that Barbie, or Mattel actually started recently, called The Look, or the Barbie Look. And there's 2 or 3 dolls in that series, depending on how you want to look at it. Definitely 2, a blonde and a brunette. Well, actually, they do have an African American doll, I believe. So that would be 3. But this is the blonde, and I got her at a local store that tends to handle Barbies when they're being clearanced out. So this is Barbie the Look, and it's called City Shopper. It's kind of an interesting outfit, and she's got her shopping bag. I do really like the face on this doll, and as you see, it has the rooted eyelashes. It's got some jewelry, not quite what we're used to from the 80s, but on the back, by the way, and maybe I'm wrong about the African American doll, I think I'm thinking of a different series, but it shows the blonde doll and the Caucasian, and it also shows some of the other fashions. Let's see up here. These are just close-ups of the dolls. I didn't really care for the dark-haired one as much. That's unusual for me, but in this case I didn't. But this one I did like. So, and she was only $15 at that store, so it was a pretty good deal compared to, I think she was originally, more like 25 or 30. So those are the dolls for today. I hope you enjoyed some of those newer dolls and seen some of my favorites from the adult collector line of Mattel. And in the meantime, hey, it's only 6 weeks left of winter, so I hope you're looking forward to spring as much as I am, because I've about had it with this snow. Take care. Bye.